Daddy.
You know who that is?
Yeah, Daddy and Mom.
They was
Aunt
young,
Rita.
wasn't they?
Yeah, they were young at one time.
Yeah, they were. That's some of Mama's sisters back there. Giggly.
I wasn't there. You can't. You know who that is. Now see, this is what I like. See all right, it's got the wood banks here.
Yeah.
And the house is still up.
Yeah.
But they brought that bank on around past the tree, didn't they? Because it's not there.
What?
I'm talking about the bank.
Yeah.
They brought it on around past the tree, and in that particular picture there, the wood bank doesn't go past the tree. It stops short of the tree.
Yeah, but they added it all the way to the house.
Yeah.
On both sides.
Yeah.
That later, I guess.
Yeah.
I see that's the part we was talking about the other day. Daddy had that little slab. I mean, wood porch like.
Right.
And that's usually where they kept all the little babies and all when they go. And then at that time, I think that old trailer was down there in the back, in the bottom.
All right, see.
Do you remember it at all?
The trailer? No, I don't at all. You can barely see it in there. But see the bank here?
Yeah.
You see that tree right there?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that tree still there?
Yeah.
It's like 5 feet inside the bank now, though, right?
No. Let's see. That one isn't. There's another one a little bit further over.
Okay.
That right side of where they run in.
Okay.
Where they backed in with the tractor and stuff.
Yeah.
That tree was a little bit back from the bank.
Okay.
That one there was right at the bank.
So it was gone in my time, probably.
Well, I don't think.
Oh no, it's still there. Well, you'll see later on in.
Okay. See, there's.
That tree is still there.
Yeah, that's right side of where they used to back in with the stuff.
Yeah.
I see, we had a little bench there.
Yeah.
And that's where they set up to eat.
Yeah. Now, Kathy said when y'all first went to the pond that y'all very rarely stayed the night there. It was just a day trip mainly, is what she remembered.
Well, we didn't have no sleeping quarters.
Yeah, right.
At first,
Right.
And Daddy brought that old green trailer down there.
Right.
And put it down there below the dam, back there.
Yeah.
And we could sleep, a few in there. It didn't have much sleeping quarters.
Right.
2 or 3 or 4 could bunk in there. And of course we didn't have no bathrooms. Trying to remember what.
I remember when the bathrooms were built.
Daddy built that bathroom. He built it for the public, built it for everybody. But Daddy always tried to let people come in there. Of course, we seen all that. That was one of Mama's reunions there, family. That guy there must be a in-law, because he ain't a brother, I don't think. He don't look like one. Must be windy.
Uncle Lee in the background right there.
Yeah, that's when he weighed 300 pounds. That one right there was Lois. That was pond.
All right, let me show you something right here. You see Daddy in the background taking a picture of her butt?
Oh, yeah.
All right, there's a video somewhere of somebody pointing that out, and there's also, you can see that in the slide pictures also.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you gonna get through? That's Miss Ellis. I don't remember Miss Ethel, not Miss Ellis.
Okay, no.
Miss Ethel Hendricks worked for Mom and Dad. She come with the joint when they leased the Cleve Ellis.
Okay.
She was a fixture there. She waited years earlier. She waited table, but she got nose cancer and ate her nose off.
Oh Lord!
Before they got it stopped.
Yeah.
And she had a plastic nose that she could put on.
Okay.
That was hooked to her glasses like them kind you see on the comedy shows.
All right, so that won't, you'll see that in these films later on.
But it irritated her, and most of the time she just wore a bandage over that.
I remember her
Nose.
I always thought she was like an ant.
But she was like an aunt. She took care of us when, when Mom and Daddy needed to do something else. And she made, she cooked in the kitchen and made sandwiches and whatever in the place.
Yeah.
And she was comical. I remember Alfred, one of Daddy's brothers.
I remember him well.
He was in the Army during World War II. And just before he came back home, his wife had a child.
Yeah.
And she claimed it was Alfred. But Alfred had been gone a couple of years in the war. And Miss Ethel, when they was talking about it, Miss Ethel said, I reckon he sent her something on a stick. I always thought that was comical.
You see, she pointed out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're moving fast.
Yeah, wasn't that cutting through there?
See, that's all Mama's brothers and sisters back there. And that's Lois right there. Lois had 3 boys and a girl, and all of them was alcoholic.
Oh, really?
They took after their daddy.
Well, a lot of alcoholism ran in the Woods family, right?
Yeah.
All right, so
some of them.
Did Daddy ever drink?
Daddy said he drank some before when he drove a cab and all with all them guys,
Yeah.
Said he'd drink a beer once in a while or something like that. But when he leased Cleve Ellis's, he said you couldn't drink it and sell it, so he didn't drink no more.
Oh, yeah?
The only time I ever seen him drink anything, one time he had a crew at the farm building or doing something, and we all loaded up to come home, and he had a carload. In fact, there was another car or truck behind us with some of the crew.
Yeah.
And they stopped at the old store there.
Yeah.
And Daddy got a beer.
Oh, yeah?
It's the only time I ever seen him. It would have been real hot, and they was all sweaty and tired.
Right.
And they all got a beer. And Daddy drank 2 or 3 sips of it. And it made him plumb silly. He'd laugh and cut up and talk like I never heard him act like that before. But that was the only time I ever seen him drinking.
Oh, yeah?
But now, most of them, I say most of them, some of them didn't drink at all.
Right.
Most of our families didn't drink.
Right.
Our immediate families, and like Uncle Lee didn't drink.
Right.
Of course, Gene drank some. Alfred was an alcoholic.
Right.
And Trying to think who else. I don't remember any of the others that drank it all.
Right.
But I know Alfred drank a lot and Gene drank some. But most of our families, kids, grown-ups, and all, hardly any of them drank. It was just, me and Johnny never drank it all.
You have had a drink though before, right?
No.
Really? I thought I saw you drinking on a cruise or something one time with Mom and
No,
Dad.
I always got me a Coca-Cola or something with ice.
Oh, okay.
But every time you go to a party or anything, everybody wants to
drink. Okay.
So I always get me a glass of Coke with ice.
Maybe you were just acting silly. I thought you were drinking.
The only time I ever drank anything was Joy's graduation from high school.
Yeah.
We went to Bill Hilliard's and we had a drink while I was waiting on our food.
Yeah.
And I had, 2, 3 sips of it, and I got silly the same way.
Yeah.
That's the only time I ever drank any at all.
I hear you.
Only drink I ever had. I served a lot of it.
Yeah, that's what Uncle Johnny said.
Johnny never drank it all.
No, he'd say he never knew what it tasted like.
I tasted some beer one time. That was terrible stuff.
He said, Uncle Johnny said he was the youngest bartender in town.
I was one of them. But we was talking about it one time. Joy and Paul, used to always have a beer, still do.
Yeah.
And I said, how you drink that stuff? She said, oh, you acquire a taste. I said, why the hell would you want to acquire a taste of something that tastes that bad?
Daddy always said they could pour that stuff back into Budweiser. Back into Clydesdale.
You heard about it. Went in the bathroom, went down, the guy was pouring a beer down the urinal. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm cutting out the middleman. Poured it straight in the toilet.
Huh?
Now that's all one of my sisters, and that's her niece.
Who was it?
Who was that? This turn here looked like Jimmy.
That's Patsy right there, ain't it?
Which one? That one?
Yeah.
That's her and Paul, I guess.
I think that's other daddy rowing the boat, baby.
Some of the babies. That's the women's son.
That you.
Of course, that me.
That's you.
I never have realized how.
That's that woman with the fake nose.
Yeah.
Ethel, what you said her name was?
Ethel Hendricks. I never realized how bad a cigarette hanging out your mouth looked until I saw myself.
Yeah.
Was going like that.
Yeah.
Come out that wedding, and I come out the door with that cigarette hanging out. My mama hated cigarettes with a passion.
Yeah.
And of course, Daddy and Uncle Lee both smoked for years and years, and they finally quit. I quit at the same time Daddy did, or about the same time.
I can remember you smoking. I don't really remember him.
But Daddy smoking, Daddy.
I saw a movie of him back when I was a kid smoking, and it kind of surprised me.
Yeah. Well, he smoked 2 or 3 packs a day, a couple packs usually, I think.
Yeah. And
Uncle Lee smoked 4 or 5 packs a day.
after he quit, he always kept them lemon heads on with him.
Yeah, he liked them lifesavers.
Yeah.
He'd buy them by the box.
Yeah.
When he quit smoking, and when he quit, he finally got mad with the lifesavers one day and quit them. And Uncle Lee come to town, he would always had such that dry quit.
Yeah.
He said, where's your candy? Daddy said, oh, I quit that stuff. He said, did you call them people? Daddy said, what? He said, You better call them. They'll have them things stacked everywhere. He was trying to catch up. He was so funny. He was that way about Daddy. Daddy had all that junk stacked out there on motorcycles and all that. You remember Vera?
Yeah, I thought that's who that was.
Yeah. Uncle Lee was up there one day, him and Daddy were riding around, and Uncle Lee saw them old stack of junk and all. Uncle Lee said, "You ever thought about carrying that stuff to town and selling it?" Daddy got hot. Daddy said, "Everybody worries about my junk and all that, my stuff. I do what I want to or something like that." Uncle Lee said, "I didn't mean make no special trip, but if you're going anyway." He was a mess.
There's that trailer.
Yeah, I didn't even wasn't paying attention. Yeah, that's it. See that trailer? I probably told you, I don't remember, but about the road going down there behind the dam.
Yeah.
You could probably, I don't know if we got a shot, you could see it, but you could come in through the field back over there and come down behind the pond and come across. When we first got it, there's Uncle Lee. He weighed over 300 pounds then.
Yeah.
He lost over 100 pounds.
Yeah.
When Gladys, his second wife, his friend, Greek George, was a good friend of his. He used to come visit and stay a week or so at the time. He was a Yankee and he called her Gladys.
This fact got even more personal when Musk alleged Trump appears in the Epstein files, referencing the late Jeffrey Epstein, a convicted child sex offender. Later pushed back in part, saying Trump
That's some of the boys.
I think it must be some of the lead boys there.
That looked like Scotty. Scotty was Miss Ethel's grandson. He come with her sometime to the phone. That's Billy, ain't it?
No, that's Kathy, right there in the middle. But
no, I mean that guy.
Billy,
like Billy Woods, Uncle Lee's Billy. Yeah, so he is. Well, they got them some watermelon. She's showing him, taking pictures. And that's Johnny on the rope right there. We went to Cleve Ellison. I was 4 years old at the end of 44.
My daddy.
Daddy was standing on the porch of that house.
Yeah. I know who that was.
See, it had you remember the house?
I barely remember the house. I got Mama to take me in there before they tore it down.
Yeah, it had a porch and a shed, over the roof over it. And that right there, that guy was Vera's first husband.
Okay. His name was Jack also, wasn't it?
No. Her second husband was named Jack. This one here was named Randall, I think.
Okay.
Pretty sure that was his name. That was Neil's daddy.
Okay.
Jack was not Neil's daddy.
Right.
And that, I don't know if you remember him, he worked for Daddy. That's Trotter, and that's Uncle Lee.
Trotter.
The guy's name was Trotter. And I can't remember if that was his first or last name. I think it was his last name. They called him Trotter. He was in the Air Force in Savannah and worked for Daddy part-time. He was from Tennessee. He was a real good guy. He was up there working and playing. I guess they loading up. That's one of Mama's sisters. There's Vera.
Mama.
There's your Mama and Wheeler. Mama and Wheeler were both pretty girls.
Yeah.
Daddy liked to take behind pictures. That's Red. You remember Red?
I do remember him.
One-legged Red. They called him. We all call him Uncle Red because that's what we was taught.
Yeah.
We either call him Uncle or Mister.
Right.
Had to dress him. But he's sitting on the porch, looks like, right there. He had a welding shop. He put hitches on Daddy's cars and trucks and did all the whatever welding we needed done. That's my baby.
Oh, yeah.
Happening now, we're hearing from a woman involved in arrest in Savannah that has sparked community backlash.
Just let it play.
Oh.
That's a little dead spot in the movie right now.
Is it playing?
Might not be, you see. Yeah, it should be playing now.
Police responded to reports of a man with a weapon in a McDonald's parking lot. When officers got there, they say they found Williams holding 2 metal pipes and